Welcome to the Real Estate Fight Club.
Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Fight Club. What's up, Jay Mert?
What's up, Monica?
Good, I'm pumped up for today. We have a very special guest, a guest that I have interviewed many moons ago on another platform for another reason, was always super impressed by him. So
Yeah.
welcome Grant Wise to the show, everybody.
Hey, Grant. Hi, Grant.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you could be on. So, Monica, what's our question?
Today, Jen and I and Grant, we're going to duke it out over this question. Are you struggling to convert your leads, or are you just a lazy agent?
I really feel like it's you and Grant versus me on this.
Well, that means it's right versus Jen.
I say lazy. Grant?
I say you could be lazy, but I
Okay.
don't believe that's the reality.
All right, well, let's talk about this. Let's really dive into this question. Grant, you see this a lot, and you have something called the pyramid of problems. Why don't we start with like the context there, and then we'll hone in on the conversion aspect of that pyramid.
Yeah, the pyramid of problems is a silly illustration I developed to help kind of an agent visualize the struggles that they will encounter as they go into business, whether it's a new agent that's just getting started, or it's somebody that's been in the business for 3 to 5 years and they're just kind of stuck. They don't know how to get past this level, typically like 3 to 5 million in production. And so first challenge in the pyramid of problems is lead generation. Most agents come into the business and somebody tells them to pick up their phone and call everybody in it to sell them property. And it's not really like a legitimate way to grow a business, but it is a way, like you get opportunities, I guess. And so we find it and you snap
We're fighting
into
immediately.
an agent's business. They then know where their opportunity is coming from. It's like, okay, now I know where I'm going to get my business. And then the second problem that we see in the pyramid of problems is sales conversion. So a lot of agents will get leads and they will struggle to convert. And they develop this odd mindset where they think, well, I just need more leads, which is, it's interesting.
No, they're just lazy. So prove the point. Podcast is over.
The industry average for online lead conversion is 0.8%.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Wow.
What?
Not 8%, not 1.8%. It's less than a percent. It's 0.8%.
Is that because they're not doing it, or they're not doing it enough, or like, do we know why?
Well, that's the question, right? Are they lazy or are they not? And so we solve the lead problem, then we solve the sales conversion problem, and every agent goes through this cycle where now all of a sudden they're working 60 to 80 hours a week. They're making good money, but they're getting burnt out really fast. And so you have to develop the right systems and processes to kind of operationalize your business, right? That's transaction coordinators, admins, yes. And then once an agent's got leads, they're converting, they've got systems and processes, they're working 20 to 30 hours a week on production. It's kind of like, okay, where can I take this? I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to be a solo agent with an assistant? Do I want to have a team? Do I want to buy a brokerage? Do I want to buy a franchise? Like, where do I want to go? They make that decision. And then the fifth point in the pyramid of problems is scale. I've got all of the things in place. I know what I want to be. Now I got to scale it. And there's another whole nuance of problems that comes with those. So that's the pyramid of problems, typically where an agent starts and where they end. And then normally they cycle out into
this really does like cover everything. And like, as I think about my journey as a real estate agent over the last, God knows however long, it was like, yes, that was like the milestone, right? Where it's like, you break through that and now you've hit you break through that ceiling and now you're on the ground floor of the next problem, right? So I like the way that you think about that. But I agree with you. So, okay, you have the leads, right? You have leads coming in. But if your 0.8% is converting as the industry average, like clearly there's an opportunity there, right?
There's a really big opportunity. I mean, statistically speaking, the average lead is shared with approximately 9 different agents. So there's 9 people typically fighting over a deal.
Are they fighting? Clearly not, because 0.8% are converted.
Lazy. They're eating Cheetos on the couch.
They're lazy.
That's a good point. There's 9 agents that have typically one individual's contact information that is going to buy or sell a property. And so it's like, what in the literal hell is happening that only 0.8% of leads generated are being converted?
They're not following up.
This doesn't make a lot of sense.
So Grant, talk to us a little bit about, is the conversion different for sphere of influence leads versus, of course, cold leads? We're talking about cold lead.
100%. Yeah, 100%. We're talking more about online lead generation, which is something
incoming
that's done in
leads.
phases, right?
Yeah.
There's cold, there's warm, there's hot, and then there's an experience you must create to get people through that sales funnel, if you will. So there's absolutely a difference. When somebody gives you a referral, it's what I call a warm audience transfer. Like somebody has somebody they know that needs you, and then they tell that person to call you, and they call you. That's a warm lead that's being handed to you. Whereas a cold lead is somebody that does not know you. They don't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you, that they're not indoctrinated to who you are and why you can help them.
Mhm.
And so when you're looking at online lead generation, there is an experience that you must create for people that can help you really kind of take off. So I created this really silly little formula. It's attention, i.e. lead generation, plus connection, which is the relationship that you develop with a prospect, equals appointments. And if we get more appointments, we're going to have more deals.
Yeah.
Now, let me take this down to an average typical agent, because I can see, of course, how Witly can help and that the sophisticated machine can help. If I am kind of a single agent and maybe I'm on Zillow Flex or I'm buying onesie twosie and I don't have the sophistication of the rebranding and how do you get into relationship in maybe through email or some other free ways, if you will?
It's really interesting. You don't. Like, Gary Vee said this 2-3 years ago, we're going to enter a period of time where being a media company is the barrier to entry for small business. And the truth is like, if you're not building a relationship with your prospect socially, somebody else is, and that somebody else is winning the business. The average cost to get one lead to watch about 15 seconds of his video was 8 pennies.
Oh.
Okay. So we're not talking about like this crazy cost to execute on this. We're actually talking about one of the most cost efficient ways that you could put your face in front of the leads that are making these buying or selling decisions every day, so that you can increase your overall conversion rates. Now there's emails, there's texts, there's calls. All of those things are really, really, really important. But I found that a few years ago, people stopped opening the emails. People stopped responding to the texts. People stopped answering the phone. And it's because the relationship does not yet exist. And when you foster that relationship, you nurture it, you pour into it, and we found with video remarketing is the best way, you can really just transform your ability to convert at the highest levels.
That's awesome.
It strikes me too, and I know we need to wrap up. It strikes me that, ironically, if I am a lead and I'm seeing these purposeful relationship remarketing, I'm not realizing that it feels very organic, like almost it's fate, like versus me sending them an email and saying, hey, look how great I am by this testimonial. Like it's almost like I'm not even
internet thinks they're great, so they must be great.
Exactly. That's really cool.
That's awesome.
Really cool.
Okay, Grant, thanks a lot for being on today. We really appreciate you and all of and just think, once you solve this problem, you have a whole nother set of problems to look forward to.
Pyramid continues.
The pyramid of problems. Thanks,
but
Grant.
can help you all the way. So
thank you both for having me.
Mertlin, see you next time.
See ya. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a podcast.